A thread by Carlos Osuita. Why are people getting angry at AOC? She was reelected in a landslide. Her constituents want the mayhem and murder. I can think of tons of quotes that are applicable. Every nation gets the government it deserves, Joseph de Maistre. Democracy is the theory that the common people know what they want and deserve to get it good and hard, H.L. Mencken. War is the remedy that our enemies have chosen, and I say let us give them all they want, William Tecumseh Sherman. Politicians can sell whatever they want. It's the voters who are to blame. Even now, people are saying that if we just try a little harder, we can reach the people firing guns at babies. The unstated proposition is that these people must stop of their own free will. As long as the public insists on putting criminals in the driver's seat, the slaughter will continue. Berkeley, famous for great ideas, has a doozy. Berkeley is going to give the job of traffic stops to unarmed civilians, not cops. Start ordering the coffins for these folks. Whoever is stupid enough to take the job is simply removing him or herself from the gene pool. First of all, nobody will stop. Second, driving for the rest of Berkeley will become suicidal. People will be doing 100 miles an hour on surface streets, blowing red lights, and doing drive-by shootings. But I don't care, really. We're at the point at which you simply have to let people learn things the hard way. You can't save them from themselves because now they want to be totally insane. So you have to look out for yourselves and your loved ones and consign the lunatics to their fate. There was a fad in the 1940s of teenagers driving blindfolded as fast as possible. These were hot rods, no seatbelts. After several rollovers that left body parts and smears for hundreds of feet, the fad died out. Then the fad was chicken. Get the hot rod up to 100 miles per hour, have everyone in the car stand up and let go of the wheel. The first one who grabbed the wheel was the chicken. Take a wild guess. What happens when you make a panicky overcorrection at 100 miles per hour? Body parts and smears. That's what happens. You can't save people like that from themselves. I'm not angry at AOC, nor am I angry at her voters. This is culling the herd. Leftists honestly don't know that total anarchy is bad. They have to implement it in order to see what it's like. Bon voyage, I say. I am genuinely indifferent. You can bet that Donald Trump isn't sitting on his hands. As bad as things are, I'm sure steps have been taken to mitigate them. But nobody can stop wild shooting at barbecues. The feds and military can operate only on the streets. Misplaced anger allows the devastation to continue. AOC is a symptom, not the problem. The problem is the voters. California voted itself into crapholdom. The voters are entirely to blame. Nobody is less connected to reality than California leftists. The mayor of Los Angeles set up dormitories for murderous homeless people in upscale communities. The homeless assault and rob the residents with impunity, and the residents refuse to press charges because they feel guilty. They make excuses for the homeless, and yet they complain. These people are hopeless. They want somebody to perform a magic trick. The murderous homeless must be convinced to stop being insane. I'll tell you one way to get homeless people to leave you alone. For those of you just listening, it's a big chunk of concrete. If you refuse to allow the police to do their job, then you deserve the consequences. Magic is not real. You can't love criminals and the murderous mentally ill into becoming civilized. Go ahead and try. Make sure you have burial insurance. The world is a hard old place. It does what it does, regardless of fantasies. If wishes were fishes, we'd all swim in riches and stink of dead fish. Let's see here. Make sure I'm getting this right. Yes. Let me finish with what my brother and I have been talking about. He feels that he missed out on life. It's not possible to get him to understand that our lives couldn't have gone any other way. When you posit certain factors, the outcome is preordained. Here's how I view my life. I spent 5 decades in a cloister. When I emerged, I could see forever in all directions. Last night, a rabbit hopped up to me on a sidewalk, somebody's pet. It was very well groomed and fed. What in the name of Zeus are you doing out here, you moron? I asked it. It kept hopping in circles around me, stopping every now and then to stand on its hind legs and stare across the street. Will you please go home? I asked it. Don't you know what's out here? Your dinner. Go home. Finally, it hopped across the street. It went into a yard and squeezed under a wooden back gate. I mean, it's nice that rabbits greet me in the middle of the night, but rabbits need to stay in hutches, or whatever their homes are called. Meeting a rabbit was great. I live for weirdness like that. My 5 decades in a cloister made it possible for me to be content with meeting rabbits instead of having a wife and kids and a rewarding job and friends. My life is my own. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I haven't wasted it. And today, I solved a mystery that's been confounding military historians for over a century. This German helmet. Nobody knows anything about it because no samples survive and there are no official documents describing it. The normal German helmet looks like this. Nobody could figure out the purpose of the mystery helmet. Go back to the mystery helmet. I have a French military intelligence report from December 7th, 1916, saying that the assault troops of Fusilier Regiment Number 80 wore a special steel helmet that was lighter and more comfortable than the standard one. Today, I identified the helmet. New York Medical Journal, December 7th, 1918. Weird coincidence on the dates, huh? Page 1041. Helmet number 4. Advance troops means assault troops. If I want to find the answer, I always do. My 5 decades in a cloister were spent looking for answers about myself. And now I use that training. Until just now, I was the only person alive that knew what this helmet was. See, I didn't waste my life. I'll make sure real historians get the information on the helmet. They'll be thrilled, and I'll enjoy their happiness.